What up? Day 62, no excuses 2024. Although I got out here wicked late, like just before 9 a.m. or whatever, 8:30-ish. And I didn't wake up till 6 a.m. I went to bed last night at like after midnight, which is almost unheard of for me. So I'm a little tired. I'm on my second round right now. I gotta cut it a little short today. My outdoor exercise thing. Instead of doing 3 laps, I'm just doing 2 because I got a couple of responsibilities, even other than my children, my household, my barbershop. Well, I guess this is one of my responsibilities at the barbershop, but my household, my girlfriend. I have a homeless friend that he's been hanging out for 4 years now, right? And it's a responsibility because there's a whole situation he's on disability. He's a Cambodian refugee from the 70s, from the Khmer Rouge, the Killing Fields era. And he's been homeless since 2005. And I don't know if anybody can relate to this, but if you spent, I'm 53 years old, so I was born in 1970. So I spent a lot of time in the 80s and 90s on the streets, home life was kind of shitty. I was in the projects and all that, so as much time as I could spend away from there, I would. And you're hanging out in town squares, Central Square, Harvard Square, Kenmore Square, all these different places in Boston, and down the river, and these drinking spots and this and that, right, that we partied in when we were teenagers, and even in our 20s. But so we knew a lot of street people, we knew a lot of homeless people, and long-term homeless people, like this gentleman that I deal with, that I'm friends with. He's been homeless since 2005. That's coming up on 20 years. And humans are very social people, so a lot of the long-term homeless, they spend a long periods of time, especially if they sleep outside, which he does, and they spend a lot of time by themselves. So they tend to talk to themselves, and whether it was cause or effect, they or they probably had schizophrenia. I believe that this guy has a form of schizophrenia, and I've seen his writings and just different things that lead me to believe this, right? But anyway, he had lost his debit card. Someone stole it, and he gets a little bit of disability money every month. And someone stole it in August and had been using it all the way till December, till we could finally, when I figured out what had happened. It's hard to get a full accounting of a situation out of them sometimes. You gotta be patient, but a lot of people don't like to do that. But anyway, his card was stolen. Someone was using it all that time. They didn't send him a check for freaking January. They sent him one for February. They just sent him one for March. And so he has to get paper checks now because, like I said, schizophrenia, some mental illness of some sort. On the debit card, he doesn't have ID. So he couldn't take a picture of his ID and send it to the debit card people. And then, so he has to answer these 5 quiz questions, right? And they'll give you like 4 chances to do it. He failed it all 4 times. And these are questions that, they were his answers, but like years ago when he signed up for when they signed him up for the disability. So he don't remember half of it. And the questions were weird. But anyway, it's neither here nor there. So I been cashing his check, and I'm a broke dad, you know what I mean? I got to deposit it, and then, since it's a federal check, it clears overnight. So I got to get in there before too long. And, like I said, I woke up at 6. I'm usually out here by, on a Saturday, like 6:30, 7 o'clock. I try to be out here the earliest I possibly can. But today, so I got to get down there and before I open up and grab his money, break him off, and like the thing is that, I loan him money all month too, because he runs it. Like I said, it's not a lot of money that he gets. And for that 6 months, 7 months that he didn't get paid, I was giving him $20. And, he keeps track of it. He's pretty good about it. And sometimes I'll be like, no, it'll be like, I owe you $250. And I'm like, nah, it's only $180, and you know, he's getting ripe because they don't allow him into a lot of the homeless areas like the shelter and the community meal and community kitchen, I guess. I mean, at least that's what he tells me. But, you know, he's a handful to deal with, you know. But, I mean, I guess I've kind of taken on this responsibility of myself. And, you know, I mean, I don't mind it. But, you know, it like today I feel like I'm pressed even though I'm not, you know. I shoulda, woulda, coulda came out here earlier. But, you know, so I just got to cut it a little bit short. It's fine, you know. I get my hour in. And then, you know, I park half mile from my shop, so I'll get an extra mile there and back, you know, and whatever else I got to do, I park far away and walk, you know. So, and I'll probably get in, you know, well, I will. I'll get in some more push-ups and squats and stuff during my day, some stretches and everything. So, you know, it'll be fine. It's not like the end of the world. Plus, you know, he's always so happy on payday. You know, but anyway, yeah, so that's, you know, that's one of my responsibilities I got to take care of. And sometimes, you know, you have other pressing stuff that you got to do, and, you know, you still do the things you do daily to take care of yourself. But, you know, sometimes there's slight adjustments, right? And, you know, I used to let that freaking ruin my whole day and let it guide me through it, you know. But, you know, you know, sure, it puts me out a little. But, like, I get to help somebody, you know what I mean? Like, in my own little way. Like, if I was a social worker or whatever, you know? I mean, I bring them to you know, Social Security, the welfare office, trying to get stuff figured out. But, you know, you have to be real patient to deal with him and understand how he communicates, you know? And it's tough, you know? And I see it, you know, people get so frustrated. And I'm like, look, if you don't have to listen to everything he says. He answers your questions. It's just he's got a lot of other words that he throws in there. You know, either after he gets on another topic, you know, you ask him his age, he'll tell you it real quick, but under his breath, and then he'll be like, yeah, you know, so I got this house and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, dude, you don't have a house. Just tell her the information that she needs. And, you know, if I'm there, it works out. But, you know, it's not easy. It's not easy. But like I said, you know, I've dealt with street people, homeless people, you know, almost my whole life. And I don't know why, but I've always had, like, you know, this guy Terrence in Cambridge, and, you know, I think he was schizophrenic as well. Brilliant guy, but, like, out there, you know. And same thing with this guy. He's pretty brilliant, but he's out there. Like, if you can really sit down and listen, understand what he's saying, you're like, whoa, what the fuck? This dude talking about quantum mechanics and shit. You know what I mean? Like, but anyway, yeah, so that's where I'm at today. So, you know, I don't have a lot of pearls of wisdom today. Just, you know, you got to be consistent on all things that you do, right? And a lot of times your responsibilities have to come first, right? Even when they're self-imposed responsibilities. Well, I guess they all are, right? All right, I'll talk to you guys later, man. I love you. Day 62, No Excuses 2024. What are you doing today to change your reality? I'll talk to you soon. Peace.